Hey, beautiful. I'm Erin from Busy Brain, Bold Faith. And if you're a Christian businesswoman with a wild, wonderful ADHD brain, welcome home. Today, we are flipping the script on everything you've been told about ADHD. Instead of focusing on what's wrong with us, we're diving deep into what makes your scattered brain perhaps your superpower. I am sharing a story from an 85-year-old entrepreneur in Canada that may change how you see yourself. Plus, I want to hear from you. What makes your ADHD unstoppable? Let's dive in. Whether you've known about your ADHD for years or you're just starting to explore it in midlife, I wanted to share a book from a man who is a brilliant entrepreneur in northern BC and help me understand that our unique brains are a true strength. Thank you, John Brink. This man is in his 80s. He was a bodybuilder. He still is a fierce worker. He started up a massive pulp mill in Prince George, BC. I want you to think about when you see entrepreneurs, celebrities, or people really good at speaking, people who have these talents, they're able to act quickly in situations like emergency room physicians, for example. I want you to think about the prevalence of ADHD in our society and how it's a strength rather than this weakness that a lot of people think about it as the stigma pulls you back in your life. I know for me, I was really nervous to talk openly about ADHD, and I've spoken with a lot of people that are like, I think I have it. I just don't want to really tell anybody. You don't have to tell anybody, but isn't it important to understand who you truly are at the core and why the things that make you tick? The reason that you have the creative zest that you do, the spontaneity, you're just able to put puzzle pieces together that other people would never, ever dream of. You remember things that happened decades ago and you put them together with what's going on today. In some ways, it almost feels prophetic, but at the same time, you're like, am I crazy? So I wanted to read to you a couple of pages here from John Brink's book, ADHD Unlocked. It's been an incredible book. And he had someone interviewing him, which was really entertaining. He says, I've heard that certain professions tend to attract people with ADHD. True? And John says, absolutely. People with ADHD are often drawn to professions that feature an element of chaos, excitement, or risk. Counterintuitively, when crap starts to fly, this is when the ADHDer steps up calmly, as if they're operating in the eye of a hurricane. Because of this, they often end up working as emergency room physicians, firefighters, police officers, paramedics, inventors, IT troubleshooters, reporters, and entrepreneurs like myself. The guy says, wow, I had no idea. He says, you're not alone. There is a misconception that people with ADHD are disruptive, unemployable, low achievers, men and women who never do anything with their lives. How many ER doctors fit that bill? How many successful inventors and entrepreneurs do? Stigma continues to be one of the greatest hurdles for those of us with ADHD. When I was young, I was a failure at school, but I wasn't a total failure. Many people with ADHD have what is sometimes referred to as islands of competence, areas where their buried talents and interests align. And if recognized, they can be nurtured. For me, there were two areas. One was my memory, which had always been my strong suit, and the other was math. Okay, so this guy's talking about his math competency. John was an immigrant to Canada and came here during the war years from Holland. His story is truly fascinating, and I wanted to share this with you because often we think, well, clearly I'm not good at math just because I have ADHD, or I must have ADHD because I wasn't good at math. That was me, much more of a writer, speaker, interested in social studies and writing papers all day long rather than doing equations. However, this is fascinating. He says, I enjoyed success and was often at the top of my class. As I mentioned before, in hindsight, it's clear if I had been born in today's environment, I would have been classified as gifted, learning disabled, but there was no designation like that back then. He talks about being recognized for some of these talents when he was a young kid and started his entrepreneurial journey very young. I was a bit of a troublemaker, but aren't we all? Rebelling against normalcy. When we say normalcy, it's really the mold of society, right? I've often said that for ADHD, for me, I often feel like, those games that we had for kids when they're learning to put blocks in, and there's the shapes, and there's the round one, and there's the square one. I was trying to jam the circle one into the square or vice versa, and it just ain't fitting. Everyone else is hanging out. All those little blocks are inside that little cube thing, and I just didn't make it in there. You have this ingrained ability to do things really different and fantastic. Often the darkness is what is pulling us back. The enemy's like, heck no, you can't start a podcast. You can't go live on Facebook. You can't send that offer to this prospective client. You can't build that new product. We hear those things in our head and often think, yeah, you're right. I'm just going to overthink it. I'm going to overanalyze it till the cows come home. I have failed at this 622 times, and it's not worth it. I have been there. You've been there. How many good things have you done? How many positive things have you done? I want you to really think about that. Emphasize to yourself, to God, to your family. I have accomplished a lot. And God designed me this way. I get to figure it out. I get to ask for help and be resourceful, look at things and look at books and find random things that have to do with ADHD. And how can I become this source, this force in the world for good, but also this force of creativity and really just bounce around in the world instead of just plugging away, pushing paper. Here's what I know about you. You have inherent strengths that other people don't necessarily have. And I'm going to argue that your ADHD, whatever we want to label it or call it, diagnosed or not, is a strength that you have in your life. I have been led to look up strength in the Bible here, and I want to share a couple of verses. Strength is used a lot. Let's go Old Testament for a minute. The Lord is my strength and my defense, all the way back in Exodus 15:2. For the joy of the Lord is your strength, Nehemiah 8:10. The Lord is my strength and my shield, Psalms 28:7. Blessed are those whose strength is in you, Psalm 84:5. If you truly believe that God created you in his image, do you believe that he would make you weak? No. He made you strong, and the adversities that you've overcome in your life because of your ADHD, likely because you had no idea that you had it, you didn't know the resources to support you, you felt shame, guilt, loss, confusion, anger, or you were just trying to hide it and living behind a mask, which made you feel inauthentic. The strength that you have to overcome that is built into who you are, and it's built into what the entire Bible is built on. The strength of God over the enemy. The strength that you have over anything that's holding you back. I think that strength overcomes stigma every single time. At the end of the day, pray about it. Get in touch with God and let him remind you of your strength. Would love to know, what is it about your ADHD that makes you unstoppable? What is it that drives you and makes people turn heads? I would love to hear what that is so we can magnify those strengths and support one another as we go along. Thanks for being here. My name's Erin Vogt, ADHD system strategist. Systems can seem boring, but trust me, they're not, especially when we can get everything figured out and simplify what systems are and come up with solutions that make your life easier for your business and your home. If you like this content, please subscribe for more, and I'll be talking to you again real soon. Bye for now.